ora.
Kia ora.
Our friend Vicki this week is particularly busy organising Puaka Matariki, which officially begins June 25.
Possibly, yes.
I think we'll get her to talk about that later.
Yes.
So you're going to see a bit of me and Lou this episode. We are in
Waru.
Waru, episode Waru.
Waru. So this is...
Yeah, go ahead.
So this is the last episode of this series, and it is the series of...
The 125 series. So Suffrage 125 has been one of our amazing sponsors that has enabled us to do this program. And OAR FM, without the wonderful people at OAR FM and their incredible technologies, they've helped make this series possible. So we are exceptionally grateful to all of those people involved in helping us. And we're exceptionally grateful to all the guests we've had on the show. We've had some amazing guests. We have tons more lined up for the next coming series. So watch this space. This will not be the end. It is just time for a little break before the next.
And I wanted to say thank you to everybody who's sent us messages and comments or just listened and watched. It's been really cool.
And engaged with our page, our Facebook page. If you are just learning about our Facebook page now, there is a constant stream of articles and funny things and things that make you cry and also beautiful stories. So aside from the episodes that we have delivered as part of the 125 series, there is a huge amount of information about Indigenous peoples around the world, and particularly Māori and Pacifica cultures. So,
and what's happening in the community and interesting things that we find, because it's actually hard to find the information anyway, isn't it?
So yeah, we feel also pretty grateful that we and privileged that we've been able to help tell some of these stories, and that people have shared with us some of their life experiences, not just their art, but also their life experiences. So, again, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. And what was your highlights of the
Oh, my
series?
goodness, so many. I think for me, value of connectiveness or connectedness or connecting to other people. For me, the highlights have been the people that we've had on the show. So all of our guests have been incredibly inspiring, and oh my goodness, Suzanne was hilarious with, I mean, we could have talked for 5 shows really. She's a wealth of knowledge.
There again, yes.
Pip was amazing in that she helped open our series up, and it was her understanding of Dunedin and the story of Parihaka was really so awesome. And being in Jared's...
I was just going to say shout out to Jared
at Cuckoo Coffee.
Cuckoo Coffee.
We will be going back there on another show as well.
And I think the Cuckoo Coffee can travel many places over New Zealand. I've seen lots of shots of Cuckoo in Auckland. And no, thank you for that space, Jared. And that was awesome talking with Pip.
Jacinta,
yes.
the Hocken. Oh,
Jacinta B.
Wow. Again, and Chloe came in for that session as well.
Yes, and actually need to put a post on because Hocken are creating a whānau session for Matariki.
Oh,
Jacinta
awesome.
was telling me about. So it's about if you've got a piece of a taonga at home, like a photograph or an image, on how you keep that at home.
Oh,
safe.
wow.
So we'll post that.
Oh, that's awesome. So, yeah, all the protest posters, that was amazing. And for Vicki, I think it was a particularly special experience seeing some, which we didn't actually show on the episode, but Vicki was able to engage with taonga from her own heritage, so that was pretty special as well.
Well, I didn't forget, but it's just like cool.
There's so many people,
I know.
And then Matiria Ture with her fantastic Astronesian exhibition. Wow. There are no words for that other than fantastic and spectacular and cool. Mind-blowing.
Yeah.
This particular episode, we have an incredible guest who is coming on the show, and we're going to be visiting her exhibition, and her name is Jasmine. Jasmine is an Australian South Sea Islander with heritage that goes back to Vanuatu. I won't say much more than that at this point.
Yeah.
We will let the interview tell her story, because she has a very, very precious story that actually has connections back to Dunedin.
We're very excited.
Yeah.
And we went to visit a few exhibitions linked to 125 suffrage, the Toitu exhibition.
We did. Wow.
Yep. The maps and the stories that they had, and
the Dunedin map, that was classic, wasn't it?
Yes, lots of crafting and women's
embroidery
work
really
cool.
Done by the Embroidery Guild.
And then the museum exhibition, that was pretty much like polar opposite, because it was so
contemporary, wasn't it?
Contemporary and high resolution and digital
snapshots of people, of women from Dunedin, Ōtepoti.
Yeah, we went out.
Well, we've done heaps. That, I think, just further confirms for us that this show and the needs of Māori women and Pasifika women actually being voiced out into the community is very, very important, and that is why we aim to continue.
And another brown sister says, "Who runs the world? Girls."
Yeah. And what is good for our women is good for our families,
of course,
right?
It is. Yeah.
So it's a win-win situation. Look after our women, you look after your families. So, yeah. Yes.
So I watched yesterday Grant Robertson's speech to Creative New Zealand about the government plans. Yeah, it's interesting.
What does it say?
So they're basically spending a whole lot of money to reinvest in agencies that have been underfunded for quite a while. Ngā Taonga, Sound of Vision, Te Papa, I think, to build infrastructure. I think they got 50 million.
Whoa.
To build infrastructure. So a lot of the archives and infrastructures around our collective histories are getting a boost. So it seems to be like they're trying to catch up on their underfunding.
Yeah.
And did you remember, we were on the PACE scheme? Do you remember people, which was a ministry initiative for artists?
I remember. I had friends that did that.
Yeah.
I had quite a lot. There was a group that was run by Anthony Deaker, I think, that used to meet weekly. It was quite a while ago, eh?
Grant Robertson actually gives a shout out to Ant.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, cool.
Yeah. And so they're looking at reviving some sort of PACE program, artists in schools. So I did
important.
I did a stint out with Bob Scott doing artists in school.
Amazing.
Yeah. But again,
it's Bob Scott of the Bats That Clean and also solo artist.
And
shout out Robert Scott.
Yeah, he's awesome. His art is great too.
Oh yeah, he's a fantastic artist.
Yeah. I'll take a picture of one I've got.
Also has a gallery now in Port Chalmers.
Oh, we should go.
Called PC Gallery.
Yes. Oh, is it?
Yep.
Yes.
There's lots of great exhibitions. In fact, the last exhibition was a bunch of teachers.
Oh, yeah.
And their works. I didn't get to that one, but we aim to get there.
Yes. So Artists in Schools was a program where Creative New Zealand had artists, young, from all over the creative spectrum into schools and giving the students an experience for like 8 to 10 weeks, once a week. So they're looking at reinvigorating that. Seems like Creative NZ have been given money, and Creative NZ are meeting that putia for funding for artists so that they can be paid at least a minimum wage in their funding contracts. And I was like, so they don't already?
Yeah, that's interesting, isn't it? Well, we know that.
It's about, sustainability within the creative sector, and also in schools. So they're looking at developing programs from experts delivering creative experiences, and helping teachers. But there's still that, especially what I know of the primary education sector, is that teachers already have an overloaded curriculum.
Oh,
and
overloaded.
At the moment, arts is only taught if you know it already.
If it's naturally a part of your teaching style as well.
So but that only comes from if you've had that upbringing of music experience.
Yeah. Or artistic experience, whatever that art form is.
Then you bring that to your teaching. And that's why, I love technology and digital literacy, and that's my passion and thing. But I also think it wasn't necessarily the best idea to force that into the curriculum, because
it's time consuming.
It's time consuming, but also it puts too much emphasis on the technology, because technology is a tool, and it's the creative thinking around the questions that you ask, and there are ways you can solve the problem through art, through creativity, and technology.
In your kids' schools, because my kids are like 18 and 20 now, so I'm a bit out of sync with what's happening in primary schools right now. So how much of their classroom day, is involved with technology?
I think it depends on the school.
Yeah,
there's a lot of different approaches.
Yeah,
and accessibility.
And funding.
And devices, and it's how you engage in that active problem solving.
Yeah.
Whereas, I like to see, so if we've got a question, big questions, climate change, how do we locally, or even in your house, how do you solve a problem with your rubbish? Or something like that. You can look at it through an art angle. You can look at it through a creative art, through literature. You can write about it. Through theatre and technology. Drama. But technology is informed by that creative process.